On a distant planet called Xylaria, there lived a unique alien race known as the Xylaris. The Xylaris were small, standing only 3 feet tall, with fragile bodies covered in smooth, green skin. Their large, bright eyes sparkled with intelligence, but they lacked the physical strength that other races prized. Once, the Xylaris had been part of a powerful alliance of planets, respected for their sharp minds and clever inventions. But now, they were alone, rejected by those they once called friends. The Xylaris had been pushed to the edge of survival. Their planet was beautiful, with bright blue skies and lush green forests, but the environment had become hostile. As their once thriving society crumbled, they faced constant threats from wild creatures lurking in the shadows. These beasts were strong and fierce, preying on the weak. The Xylaris could no longer gather in large groups to hunt or gather food without risking their lives. In the heart of their small village, a group of Xylaris gathered to discuss their grim situation. Elaris, the wise leader of the Xylaris, stood before the crowd, her voice trembling but strong. "We must find a way to survive," she urged. "We cannot give up. We are more than our size. We are intelligent and resourceful." The crowd murmured, but doubt lingered in their hearts. Many felt hopeless, believing their time was nearly over. As the sun set, casting an orange glow over the trees, a young Xylaris named Kavi ventured into the woods to gather herbs. He was determined to find something that could help their people. As he walked, he stumbled upon an old, rusty device half buried in the ground. Curious, Kavi dug it out. It was a broken radio transmitter, a remnant from the days when their alliance flourished. His heart raced as he brushed off the dirt and pressed a few buttons. Suddenly, the radio crackled to life. Kavi held his breath, listening carefully. He heard voices, human voices. They spoke of adventures, of bravery, and of a planet called Earth. The Xylaris had heard stories about Earth, but never imagined they could actually connect with its people. Hope surged through Kavi's heart. If humans were as brave as they sounded, perhaps they could help the Xylaris. Kavi rushed back to the village, excitement bubbling inside him. "Elaris! Everyone! You won't believe what I found!" he called out, gathering the attention of his fellow Xylaris. Elaris turned to him, her expression curious. "What is it, Kavi?" she asked. "I found a radio. It works! We can send a message to the humans!" Kavi exclaimed, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. The villagers gathered around, a mix of skepticism and hope on their faces. Elaris considered Kavi's words. "A message? But what would we say?" "They see us as weak," she replied. "Exactly," Kavi insisted. "We need to show them we are more than what they think. We are smart and capable. We just need a chance!" Slowly, the villagers began to nod. Kavi's energy was contagious. They gathered around the radio, brainstorming what to say. Together, they wrote a message that explained their situation, highlighting their strengths and their need for help. As they prepared to send their message into the vastness of space, Elaris felt a flicker of hope in her heart. Maybe, just maybe, they would find someone willing to listen. As the Xylaris activated the radio, a sense of unity filled the air. They were no longer alone. They were reaching out to a new world. The message traveled through the stars, a call for help from a forgotten race. In that moment, the Xylaris found a spark of hope. They dared to dream that humanity might answer their plea. As the sun rose over Xylaria, the Xylaris gathered in their small village. Excitement buzzed in the air after Kavi's discovery of the radio. They had sent a message to the humans, but now they felt anxious. Would anyone reply? Would the humans care about their plight? Elaris stood before the villagers, her heart racing. "We have done our part. We sent our message. Now we wait," she said, trying to inspire hope. The Xylaris nodded, but worry filled their eyes. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no response. The wild creatures grew bolder, attacking their food supplies and making survival harder. Each day felt heavier, and the villagers grew more afraid. One evening, as Kavi wandered outside, he gazed up at the stars. "Are there really humans out there?" he whispered to himself. Just then, he heard a crackling sound from the radio. His heart raced. Was this it? Was someone responding? Kavi rushed to the village center, where the radio sat under a makeshift shelter. The other Xylaris quickly gathered around him, their faces filled with curiosity and hope. As Kavi turned the dial, a clear voice came through the speaker. "This is Dr. Amina Chen from Earth. We received your message. We are here to help." Cheers erupted in the crowd. Alaris grinned widely, tears of joy shining in her eyes. "They heard us! They really heard us!" she exclaimed. Kavi felt a wave of relief wash over him. After all their struggles, they had finally reached someone who could help them. Dr. Amina's voice continued. "We want to understand your situation better. Please tell us about your needs and how we can assist you." The Zalaris listened intently as Kavi spoke into the radio. "We are facing danger from wild creatures, and our food is running out. We need support and knowledge to survive." The conversation flowed naturally. The humans were eager to learn about the Xylaris' advanced technology, while the Xylaris were fascinated by the stories of Earth. Kavi could hardly believe how friendly the humans sounded. For the first time in a long while, the Xylaris felt a sense of hope. After their call ended, Alaris gathered the villagers again. "We must prepare to meet our new friends. We can show them our inventions and prove that we can help each other," she declared. Excitement filled the air as they began planning. The Xylaris spent days preparing for the arrival of the humans, cleaning their village and showcasing their technology. They created displays of their clever machines that could analyze soil, purify water, and more. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Amina and her team were eager to visit Zalaria. They were scientists, explorers, and diplomats excited about this new connection. They researched the Xylaris and learned more about their advanced knowledge and inventions. The humans wanted to help the Xylaris grow stronger, not just physically, but also as a united race. As the day of the human arrival approached, the Xylaris felt a mix of emotions: nervousness, excitement, and hope. They set up a welcoming area filled with bright flowers and lights made from their technology. Kavi could hardly sleep the night before. He wondered what the humans would look like and how they would react to their world. Finally, the day arrived. A spaceship from Earth descended into the skies above Zalaria, shining brightly against the blue background. The Xylaris watched in awe as the ship landed gracefully on the soft ground. Kavi's heart raced as he stood beside Alaris, ready to greet their new friends. The hatch opened and Dr. Amina stepped out, followed by her team. They wore suits that glimmered in the sunlight. Alaris stepped forward, her voice steady but excited. "Welcome to Xylaria! We are grateful for your arrival and hope for a strong friendship." As the humans and Xylaris faced each other, a sense of unity blossomed between them. They had overcome distance and doubt, and now they stood ready to help one another. The Xylaris no longer felt weak or alone. They had found hope in humanity. As the humans stepped onto the soft grass of Xylaria, the atmosphere was filled with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Kavi stood close to Alaris, watching the humans with wide eyes. They were taller than the Xylaris, with strange clothing that glinted in the sunlight. Dr. Amina Chen, the leader of the group, approached with a warm smile. "Hello, Xylaris. I'm Dr. Amina. It's a pleasure to finally meet you," she said, her voice gentle and friendly. Alaris felt a wave of relief wash over her. The humans seemed welcoming and kind. "Welcome to our home, Dr. Amina. We are grateful for your visit," Alaris replied, trying to keep her voice steady. Kavi watched as the other humans began to spread out, looking at the flowers and trees with curiosity. Their eyes sparkled with wonder. The Xylaris led the humans to a central area where they had prepared displays of their technology. Kavi took the lead, eager to show off the inventions that had helped his people survive. "This is our water purifier," he explained, pointing to a small, shiny machine. "It can turn dirty water into clean water in just minutes." Dr. Amina and her team leaned closer, their faces filled with interest. "This is amazing! We can learn so much from you," she said, impressed. Kavi felt proud, knowing their knowledge could help both races. As the day went on, the Xylaris showcased their other inventions: tools that could measure the health of soil, machines that created energy from sunlight, and gadgets that could communicate across long distances. The humans listened, asked questions, and took notes, fascinated by the Xylaris' creativity. Alaris felt a growing bond between the two groups. "We have always believed in using our minds to solve problems. Even if we are small, our ideas can be big," she said, her voice filled with hope. Dr. Amina nodded, clearly moved by her words. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village, it was time for a break. The Xylaris prepared a meal for their guests, using the plants and fruits from their land. They laid out a colorful spread, filling the table with bright fruits and fragrant dishes. The humans tasted the food, their expressions lighting up with delight. "This is delicious! "You've got amazing flavors here," one of the scientists exclaimed. Laughter filled the air as everyone shared stories about their worlds. Kavi listened to the humans talk about Earth, a place full of incredible inventions and rich cultures. They shared stories about their own struggles and how they worked together to overcome them. The Xylaris felt a deep connection, realizing they were not so different after all. As night fell, they gathered around a small fire, the stars shining brightly above. Kavi looked up, feeling a sense of wonder. This moment was special. A new friendship was forming. He could hardly believe they were sharing this experience with humans. Dr. Amina turned to the Xylaris, her expression serious yet kind. "We want to help you, not just with technology, but also with protection. We've brought some equipment that can help you defend against the creatures threatening your village," she said. Ilaris felt a surge of gratitude. "Thank you. We have suffered so much, and your help means everything to us," she replied, her voice filled with emotion. Kavi felt hopeful as he listened to the discussions about plans for the future. They talked about building stronger defenses, sharing knowledge, and creating a new alliance. The Xylaris had always been known for their intelligence, and now they had the strength of humanity behind them. As the fire crackled and the night grew darker, Kavi looked around at his friends and the humans, feeling a sense of unity. They had come together, overcoming fear and doubt. In that moment, he realized that they were not just allies, they were family. The first contact between the Xylaris and humans had been a success. Hope filled the hearts of both races. Together they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, proving that even the smallest beings could make a big difference. The days after the first contact felt full of promise. The Xylaris and humans worked side by side, sharing knowledge and building defenses. Dr. Amina's team helped the Xylaris improve their technology, creating stronger barriers around the village. Kavi felt proud to be part of this growing alliance. However, as they prepared for a better future, danger lurked just beyond the horizon. One evening, while Kavi and Ilaris were inspecting the new defenses, they noticed something strange in the distance. A dark shape moved among the trees, much larger than the wild creatures they had faced before. Kavi's heart raced. "What is that?" he asked, pointing toward the shadowy figure. Ilaris squinted into the fading light. "I don't know, but it doesn't look friendly," she replied, her voice tight with worry. They hurried back to the village to warn the others. As night fell, the villagers gathered, fear in their eyes. Kavi stood with Ilaris in front of the crowd. "We've seen something in the woods. We don't know what it is, but it could be a threat to our home," he announced. The villagers whispered among themselves, panic rising in the air. Dr. Amina stepped forward. "We need to be ready. Let's set up watch groups to keep an eye on the village. If it comes closer, we will face it together," she said, her voice calm and strong. The Xylaris nodded, feeling reassured by her confidence. They organized into teams with humans and Xylaris working together. The first night passed quietly, but the tension hung thick in the air. Kavi and Ilaris took turns watching the perimeter, hoping the creature would stay away. The next evening, the creature returned. This time, it was even larger, a massive beast with sharp claws and glowing eyes. It roared, a deep sound that echoed through the trees. Kavi's heart pounded in his chest. "We have to alert everyone!" he shouted, racing back to the village. The villagers quickly assembled, fear and determination on their faces. "It's here!" Kavi yelled, pointing toward the dark forest. "We need to defend our home!" Dr. Amina wasted no time. "Everyone take your positions. Use the tools we built together. We can't let this creature destroy everything we've worked for." The humans and Xylaris rushed to their assigned spots, ready to fight. The beast lunged toward the village, its claws slashing through the air. Kavi and Ilaris stood side by side, gripping their makeshift weapons tightly. As the creature drew closer, they activated the new defenses. Energy barriers lit up, shining brightly in the darkness. The creature slammed into the barrier, causing it to spark and flicker. Kavi held his breath, praying it would hold. "Stay strong!" he shouted, urging the villagers to keep their focus. The Xylaris fired their energy weapons, sending bright beams toward the beast. Dr. Amina and her team coordinated the defense, shouting orders and keeping everyone organized. The battle raged on, a chaotic mix of roars and shouts. The creature was relentless, but the Xylaris and humans fought back with courage. Kavi felt a rush of adrenaline as he joined in the defense, his fear turning into determination. "We can do this! We're stronger together!" he yelled, encouraging his friends. Suddenly, the creature broke through a section of the barrier. Panic spread among the villagers as they scrambled to regroup. Ilaris spotted a group of Xylaris struggling to fend off the beast. "We need to help them!" she cried, rushing toward the danger. Kavi followed closely, heart racing. They reached the group just in time, joining forces to push the creature back. Together they fought fiercely, their energy weapons lighting up the night. The Xylaris fought with all their strength, and the humans supported them with their technology. As the battle continued, Kavi felt a sense of unity among them. They were no longer just an outcast race, they were a team, standing up for their home. With one final push, the combined forces of the Xylaris and humans managed to drive the creature back. It roared in frustration before retreating into the dark forest. Exhausted but victorious, Kavi and Ilaris stood among their friends, panting and bruised but filled with pride. They had faced a great danger together and come out stronger. The village was safe for now, but Kavi knew they had to remain vigilant. "Together, we are unstoppable," Ilaris said, smiling at Kavi. He nodded, feeling the weight of hope in his heart. They were no longer weak. They had found their strength in unity. After the battle with the creature, the village of Xylaria felt different. There was a sense of hope in the air. The Xylaris and humans had faced danger together and had come out stronger. Kavi, Ilaris, and Dr. Amina gathered with the villagers to discuss their next steps. "Today we proved that we can fight together," Kavi said, standing before the crowd. "But we need to prepare for more threats. The creature may come back, and we must be ready." Ilaris nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "We have learned so much from the humans. Their technology can help us build better defenses," she added. The villagers murmured in agreement, their fear slowly turning into courage. Dr. Amina stepped forward. "We can work on improving the barriers and creating stronger weapons. Together, we can turn Xylaria into a safe place," she said, her voice strong and encouraging. The villagers felt inspired by her words. Over the next few weeks, the Xylaris and humans worked tirelessly. They reinforced the barriers, creating stronger energy fields that would protect them from any future attacks. Kavi and Ilaris learned from the humans about teamwork and strategy. They practiced drills, preparing for any threats that might come their way. One sunny afternoon, while they were working, Kavi noticed a small group of children playing nearby. They laughed and chased each other around the village. "Look at them," he said to Ilaris, smiling. "They are so full of life. We must ensure they grow up in a safe world." Ilaris agreed. "Yes, they deserve a bright future. We must keep fighting for them," she replied. Inspired by their thoughts, they decided to create a special day for the children, a day to celebrate their friendship and the strength of their alliance. As they planned the event, excitement filled the air. The villagers worked together to decorate the central square with colorful lights and banners. They prepared delicious foods, mixing Xylaris and human recipes. Dr. Amina helped organize games and activities, bringing everyone closer together. On the day of the celebration, the village was filled with laughter and joy. Kavi and Ilaris watched as the children played games, their faces lit up with happiness. The adults joined in, laughing and sharing stories. It was a day of unity where differences were forgotten. As night fell, the villagers gathered around a large fire. Kavi stood up to speak, his heart full of emotion. "Today we celebrate not just our victory, but our friendship. We are no longer an outcast race. We have found strength in each other," he said, looking at the smiling faces around him. Dr. Amina added, "This is just the beginning. Together we can explore new worlds, learn from each other, and create a future where both our races thrive." The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits high. As the night went on, they shared stories of their worlds and dreams for the future. Kavi felt a sense of belonging he had never known before. He looked around at his friends, Xylaris and humans, and knew they were all part of something special. After the celebration, Kavi and Ilaris walked through the village, the stars twinkling above them. "I never thought we could change our fate like this," Kavi said, his voice filled with hope. "We were seen as weak, but now we are strong together." Ilaris smiled, taking his hand. "We are not just allies, we are family. Together we can face anything that comes our way," she replied, her heart warm with joy. In the following weeks, Kavi and Ilaris continued to work closely with Dr. Amina and her team. They shared their knowledge of plants and healing, and in return, the humans taught them about advanced technology. They built new inventions together, combining their strengths and ideas. The Xylaris began to thrive in ways they had never imagined. Their community grew stronger, and they felt a renewed sense of purpose. With the support of the humans, they knew they could protect their home and their future. As they looked toward the horizon, Kavi realized that this was only the beginning of their journey. Together, they would explore the stars, discover new worlds, and stand against any threats that dared to challenge them. The Xylaris and humans were united, ready to face whatever came next. They had turned rejection into hope, fear into strength, and weakness into a powerful alliance. A new beginning awaited them, filled with endless possibilities. Together, they would write a story of courage, friendship, and hope that would echo through the universe.